I was in a consultation session the other day discussing with a client his study options in Germany when he innocently told me that he thought that Ausbildung is meant only for Aduro or the refugees in English. And I'm like, say what now? So in this video, I'm going to be setting the record straight, both for international students, prospective international students who want to come to Germany and study, and also for students who are already studying in Germany who think that the only education path, the only path to tertiary education is through the classic university path. Well, Germany offers not just one, not two, but three powerful paths. The traditional Universitäten, the integrated duale Studium, and of course, the hands-on Ausbildung. So in this video, we're going to be deep diving into what they really are, how you can get in, their benefits, their possible drawbacks, and of course, which might suit you best. So let's dive right in. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. So let's begin with the classic university path. So these are academic institutions offering bachelor's, master's and PhD programs. So here in Germany, we have the universities and the Fachhochschulen, otherwise known as the University of Applied Sciences. So while the university focuses on theoretical knowledge and research, offering a wide range of subjects in STEM, law and humanities, and typically emphasizing on academic and scientific training while granting bachelor's, doctor's and master's degree. The Fachhochschulen, on the other hand, focus on practical and professional training. You find popular fields like business, social sciences, design and applied sciences. So with regards to the entry requirements and the process, you'll be needing a university entrance qualification for your bachelor's. In Germany, it is called the Abitur, but for countries in West Africa, we call it WAEC. So that's for a bachelor's degree. But for a master's degree, you would be needing both your university entrance qualification exam and your bachelor's degree. And it's very important to note that the application is done either via Uni-Assist or directly to the university. So generally, a bachelor's degree in Germany would last for 3 years, while a master's degree lasts anywhere from 1 to 2 years. Now, some advantages of the Universität in Germany include strong academic foundation and research opportunities. We have a wide variety of subjects and deep theoretical grounding. You also have a potential for an academic career and of course a possibility for postgraduate paths. And also for those who are not interested in learning the German language, there are tons of master's degree that are done in English language. Only a few of the bachelor's degrees are done in English language. The most of them are done in German. Just thought to mention that, okay? And last but not the least, for public universities in Germany, it is tuition free. That means that you only get to pay a semester due every semester, meaning every 6 months. And it's very cheap, as a matter of fact, anywhere between 300 and 500 euros, okay? It really depends on your school and on the region. Now, some disadvantages of the university path includes the blocked account, okay? You need a blocked account for you to apply for a student visa, whether you're applying from outside of Germany or you're applying from within Germany. A blocked account is non-negotiable. There is also heavy theoretical focus with less practical application. And lastly, it may take longer to enter the workforce, and that is because a lot of students are not aware that they could actually do internships during their study programs or work as VEC student during their study programs, especially if their programs don't require them to do internships. So most of them do not have any job experience during the course of their 1 or 2 years of master's program, and at the end of the day they take way longer to enter the workforce. So meanwhile, if you can think of any other pros and cons of the university path, leave them down there in the comments. So next, we're going to be talking about the foundation of Germany's vocational mastery, and that's the Ausbildung. So Ausbildung involves being hired as an apprentice by a company for you to come learn a skill, and then you get to attend a Berufsschule part-time, like a vocational school part-time, okay? So it's you either attend school twice a week and go to the company 3 times a week, or you do it in blocks of weeks or months, depending on your arrangement or your agreement with your employer, okay? Now, as far as Ausbildung is concerned, there are tons of professions that you can learn a skill in. You can learn a skill in nursing, IT, automotive, culinary arts, name it. As a matter of fact, think of any skill that you would like to learn. Best believe that there is an Ausbildung Platz for it here in Germany. However, it's very important to note that there are some kinds of profession that you can only acquire through the university path and not via Ausbildung. For example, medicine or law. Now, regarding the structure of an Ausbildung, its duration lasts anywhere from 2 years to 3 years, or even 3.5 years. It really depends on the profession. So during this period of training, you get paid by the company that you are learning that skill at while you are studying. Now, the entry process into an Ausbildung requires the Realschulabschluss or the Hauptschulabschluss. And if you're applying as a foreigner from outside of Germany, your first school leaving certificate works, like your university entrance certificate. For example, in Nigeria, we have the WAEC, so your WAEC works perfectly if you come from a West African country. So depending on whatever Schulabschluss you have from your country, it must be equivalent to the class 12 Schulabschluss here in Germany. So what this means is that you have to do an Anerkennung or recognition of a secondary school certificate obtained from your home country. It's also very important to note that the application process of an Ausbildung is very similar to one who is applying for a job. So you get to apply directly to the company where you would like to do your Ausbildung. Meanwhile, just in case you don't know, I have prepared a comprehensive guide to Ausbildung for you who are interested in doing an Ausbildung in Germany but do not know how to start, because you have read tons of articles online and you have seen tons of videos online, but none of it exactly explains everything that you need to know. But I've done the work for you so you don't have to. I've done all the research so you do not need to, okay? And this guide takes you through everything you need to know about Ausbildung and literally gives you the blueprint for you to start making your application, okay? More so, this guide doesn't only offer you information with regards to how you can find and apply for an Ausbildung, but also gives you free access to me when you're done with the guide. That is, if you have any questions and you need my help, okay? So right now, let's briefly talk about some advantages of an Ausbildung. So the first is that you have very strong practical skill acquisition in Vergleich to someone who has gone to acquire theoretical knowledge from the university. And secondly, you do not need a blocked account to apply for an Ausbildung if you're applying from outside of Germany or even within Germany, except you're applying for a low-paying Ausbildung, okay? Bear in mind that some Ausbildung are very low-paying, and if you apply for it either within Germany or from outside, you could be required by the authorities to provide an extra proof of financial sustenance. So bear this in mind when you're looking for Ausbildung positions. But generally, you do not need a blocked account for you to apply for the Ausbildungsvisa. More so, you have entry-level proficiency in the profession that you are training for by the time that you are done with your program, considering that you have been job ready since day one due to your strong integration in the job market. And lastly, you have the opportunity to grow either via a Fortbildung or a Weiterbildung, or you can decide to even go to a university if you so desire. So now let's briefly talk about the disadvantages, okay? If you're not interested in learning the German language, then this might be a problem for you because you need to have a German B1 or B2 proficiency, like I would always recommend, all right? The second disadvantage I would like to point out here is that if you finish from an Ausbildung, you tend to have lower earning power compared to someone who has gotten a degree from a university. But the reality is that you're more financially stable than the university graduates from day one, okay? So at this point, just choose your battles wisely. The last one I would like to mention here is that your holidays as an A2B are already pre-planned by your employer. So they usually have the holidays around 25 to 30 days in a year, and they don't have that flexibility like a university student would have. So usually those who are in the university, they have like holidays from 4 to 8 weeks, okay, depending on the semester, and that is not obtainable if you're doing an Ausbildung. So you got to bear that in mind if that is what you want to do. Now, last but certainly not the least is Germany's hybrid powerhouse, and that's the duale Studium. So this combines academic learning in a university or in a Fachhochschule with practical experience in a company. So their studies usually follow a block model where they have 3 months in a university and 3 months at the company. And very similar to the Ausbildung, students who are doing the duale Studium get to receive a stipend or a salary while studying and working. And usually after their program, they are awarded with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, depending on which one that they're going for. So we have different types of duale Studium. The first one is the praxis integrated model. So this one just involves a partnership between the company and the institution where you would be learning, like the university where you'll be learning. And as a matter of fact, this one is the most common. So the duration is 3 years, and at the end of it, you get a bachelor's degree. So you don't get a vocational certificate here. The focus is only on getting hands-on experience while earning a degree alongside. The second type of duale Studium here is the Ausbildung integrated style. So this one combines Ausbildung style vocational training with academic studies. So this is where you get to train at a university and then you complete a full vocational training at the same time. And the next one is the job integrated model, and this one is made for those who are already employed but they want to study alongside their job. So the duration of a duale Studium is anywhere from 6 to 8 semesters, which is anywhere from 3 to 4 years. So the entry requirements to a duale Studium is an Abitur and of course selection by the company. The same way with an Ausbildung, you get to apply directly to the company. So if you are accepted by the company, then you automatically get a training spot at the partner university. So some advantages of the dual studium include income during your studies. You are financially stable during your study period, and if you're applying for a visa either within Germany or outside of Germany, you do not need a blocked account. More so, it offers practical experience and academic credentials. Is literally the best of both worlds. And lastly, it fosters excellent employer connection and very high job placement rates, especially in companies where there is crisis and they're either laying people off or they cannot hire externally. You have very good job security. That means that you are stable until you're done with your dual studium for the 3 to 4 years that you'll be there with them. And of course, if things get better, you can be absorbed by the company. And before I forget, you can also be sponsored by the company to travel to another country where they have a branch. Think automotive companies. So you can be sponsored to go there for a period of time to also gain practical experience. So that's a very good advantage. So some disadvantages here would include a very tight schedule, because then you are juggling studies and work, and just like the R2Bs, you also have your holiday periods pre-planned for you, anywhere between 25 to 30 days. It really depends on the company. And you also have less academic flexibility, and that is because your course content and your career track are literally tied together by the company. And if you're not interested in learning the German language, then you might have to sit this option out, because you need a C1 German level proficiency, okay? And lastly, changing paths can be much more complicated. So leaving the company means losing your study access, as the both of them are intertwined. So if you're watching up to this point, let me know, did I miss any advantages or disadvantages? That is, if you're sure about how the dual studium works, then leave it in the comments. So guys, the purpose of this video is to let you know that no path is inherently better than the other, okay? So the university path is better for you if you love theory, if you're very passionate about research and academic goals. And the Ausbildung is your gateway into skilled work with financial and practical payoffs earlier on. And lastly, the dual studium is perfect for you if you want the best of both worlds, if you want a fantastic blend of the both of them. So you get paid to work and earn a degree as well. So my dear fellow immigrants, my dear fellow African immigrants and expats in Germany, this is to let you know that following other paths beside the conventional university doesn't make you less than the person who went to university. If anything, you're even more stable earlier on in life compared to your counterparts who have just gained theoretical knowledge without actual practical skills that Germany needs. So before I wrap this video up, I want to mention here that there are upskilling options for each and every one of these 3 paths that I've mentioned. For the university path, you can either do a master's and afterwards you go ahead to do a PhD. And for the Ausbildung, if you'd like to go back to university eventually, you have the opportunity to do so, or you can upgrade to a Meister in your field, or move on to get a Weiterbildung or a Fortbildung like most of them do. So for the dual studium, you can either do a master's, a Weiterbildung, specialized professional certifications, or even go on to do an MBA. So guys, that's that for this video. Let me know what you think about it. Are you team university, team Ausbildung, or team dual studium, and why? Which one would you prefer, and which one would you encourage anyone around you to go for? Let me know down there in the comments. Also, if you can think of any pros and cons that I have not mentioned in this video, do well to leave it down there in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, share it to your family and friends, because you truly never know who you might be helping. And of course, stay subscribed to this channel if you're not yet subscribed. And I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next video. Bis dann. Tschüss.